The rhythm was steady, relentless, a woman's voice gasping, desperate, moaning his name like a prayer. The headboard slammed the wall, unyielding, imperfect, a pulse that didn't quit. I used to listen, curious, wondering what it felt like, what he did to them. Now I don't wonder. Last night I was one of them. And if I want, I could be again. All it takes is a knock. Before we dive in, hit like and subscribe. It's quick, keeps these stories coming. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. It began with a low whisper, steady, confident, then a woman's soft, breathless reply. I couldn't catch the words, but the anticipation in her voice was clear. Then the first moan, sharp, unrestrained. The headboard hit the wall, slow at first, then faster, an uneven rhythm matching her gasps. No hesitation, no shame, just raw, flooding pleasure. I lay frozen in my dingy Philadelphia apartment, breath hot, shallow, coiling low in my gut. This wasn't normal. I'd overheard neighbors before, quick, forgettable moments, but this was different. It happened every night. Different voices, different women, but always that same desperate, uncontrolled sound. I rolled onto my side thighs, pressed tight, pulse unsteady. I should have drowned it out, but I didn't. I listened, and with every gasp through those thin walls, a thought burned in my mind. What did he do to them, and why did I suddenly wish it was me? By day, he was forgettable, quiet, composed, never drawing eyes. But at night, when the walls came alive with pleasure, he was someone else entirely. I'd seen him a few times, tall, broad-shouldered, calm, older, maybe 57, but commanding in a way younger men weren't. Women never stayed long, but they always left changed, like they'd seen something they couldn't unsee. I tried not to stare when we passed, but I noticed everything: his unhurried stride, his soft, deliberate voice, like every word mattered. And above all, the way he looked at people like he knew their secrets. I told myself I wasn't obsessed, but I was. Then one night I turned a corner and nearly walked into him. Up close, he smelled clean, warm, expensive. He didn't step back, just held my gaze, a smirk tugging at his thin lips. Thin walls, he said. My breath caught. He knew. The smirk stayed, but he didn't wait for a reply, just brushed past, steps slow, deliberate. I stood frozen, keys clenched in my hand, pulse in my throat. Thin walls, 2 words, but they unraveled me. He knew, and he'd known for a while. I forced myself to breathe, pretending it didn't shake me, pretending I wasn't burning with shame and something else. But when I turned to unlock my door, I caught his glance over his shoulder, a smirk like he was waiting for me to say something I didn't. I locked myself inside, back against the door, heart pounding. Listening was one thing. Being caught was another. I couldn't ignore him now. The next night, the sounds started again, sharper, louder, or maybe I was just listening harder. Her moans cut the silence, desperate, breaking the steady rhythm against the wall, relentless. I pressed my thighs together, breath hot, shallow, heat coiling low. Was he always this intense, or was this for me? I rolled over, palm pressing the wall, body burning, restless. I pictured him on the other side, his body moving, voice low, commanding, saying things I couldn't hear. My hand drifted lower before I could stop it. I parted my thighs, gasping, fingers moving slow, matching the wall's rhythm. It was easy to pretend to imagine it was me, his hands on me, his voice in my ear. Her cry broke, sharp, shattered. I bit my wrist, stifling my own moan as heat surged, pressure unbearable. My body tightened, pleasure crashing through me in waves. I bit harder, trembling, breathless, pulse pounding in my ears. Even as my body relaxed, the ache inside didn't fade. I'd waited long enough. Tomorrow I'd act. All day, anticipation pulsed under my skin. I wasn't nervous, I was ready. Every door slam, every step in the hall, I wondered if it was him, if he was thinking of me like I was of him, waiting for me to move. Evening came, my pulse steady, decision made. I stepped out just as he did, like fate had timed it. He stopped, eyes locking on me with amusement. Twice in 2 days, he mused. You sure you're not following me? I let my lips curve playful. Would that bother you? His smirk deepened. Depends on your intentions. I tilted my head, holding his gaze. I'm thinking since we're neighbors, maybe we should have dinner sometime, get to know each other right. A beat of silence, not hesitation, calculation. He was reading me, weighing if I knew what I was asking. Then a small nod. Tomorrow. My place. He didn't ask, he told me. A spark shot through me, heat coiling in my gut. Sounds perfect. I turned, walking away without looking back, but I felt his eyes on me the whole way. His door was cracked when I arrived, not wide, just enough to say he was waiting. He leaned against the frame, watching me with that unreadable smirk, like he knew why I was here, like he'd known forever. Right on time, he said, stepping aside. His Boston apartment was what I expected, minimal, clean, no clutter, like a man who didn't let anything in unless he wanted it there. The rich scent of steak hung in the air. A man who knew how to feed a woman before he consumed her. You cook, I teased, brushing past him. I like controlling what I take in, he said, voice soft, deliberate. My pulse kicked, but I didn't let it show. I sat at the small dining table, crossing my legs, slow, watching him pour wine. He didn't rush, completely in command. So, he said, setting a glass before me, always this curious about your neighbors. My fingers traced the glass's rim, head tilted. Only the ones worth being curious about. His lips twitched, amused. And what caught your attention? I sipped, holding his gaze over the rim. The way you make women sound. He paused just a fraction, eyes darkening, his smirk sharpening into something dangerous. And how do I make them sound ruined? I said, smiling, playful, desperate, undone. He chuckled, swirling his wine. Good to know my reputation precedes me. I hummed, sipping again. Hard not to notice. No small talk after that, none needed. The air thickened, charged. He ate slowly, eyes flicking to me between bites like he was watching how long I could hold out. I stayed composed, making him wait, making him work for it. But when I finished my wine and set the glass down, he stood. Come here. 2 words, no question, a command. Heat surged as I rose, pulse hammering as he took my hand and led me to the bedroom. The bedroom was dim, his cologne lingering in the air, every detail controlled, deliberate like him. He closed the door, a near lazy motion, but nothing lazy in how he looked at me, like he knew what came next. I barely processed the heat in his eyes before he moved. Anticipation sang in my veins. His hands were on me, firm, steady, claiming, guiding me back, his touch confident but unhurried. He wasn't just leading, he was owning me. My knees hit the bed and he didn't push, just stood there watching, waiting for me to decide how this would go. I sat first, all the permission he needed. His mouth met mine, deep, slow, deliberate, making me feel every second like he wanted me to know without words he was in control. His hand slid lower, gripping my hips as he eased me back, his weight pinning me to the mattress, solid, unyielding. My body burned, restless, but he didn't rush, wanted me to squirm for it. His lips left a searing trail down my neck, his stubble rough, each kiss precise, mapping me, learning where to linger, how to break me. Then he flipped me, effortless, 1 second beneath him, the next face down, his hands gripping my hips, pulling me up just enough to arch my back. He whispered, voice laced with quiet authority, heat flooding me. My breath caught as his hand slid down my spine, slow teasing. He didn't just touch, he controlled how I moved, adjusting me with an expertise that spun my head. When he pressed against me, the first thrust stole the air from my lungs. He held firm fingers digging into my waist, starting slow, agonizingly slow, my nails curling into the sheets. Just when I thought I could adjust, he shifted, changing the angle, his grip commanding my movement. It wasn't just good, it was devastating. Every motion drove me deeper into his control, like he knew exactly when to slow, when to push harder, when to make me beg. I moaned before I could stop his whisper, rough with satisfaction. "That's it. Let me hear you." He moved again, a subtle shift deeper, and my body shattered. I gasped, fingers clutching the sheets back, arching as pleasure crashed through, sharp, relentless. He felt me tighten, my legs trembling, but he didn't stop. I barely recovered before he flipped me again, parting my thighs with the ease of a man not done until he'd wrung every last drop from me. He hovered above, hands pinning my wrists beside my head, not trapping but holding me where he wanted. His eyes roamed, studying every gasp, every reaction. Then he moved, slow, deliberate, in complete control. My body tightened again, pressure building, too fast, too strong. His pace never faltered, his grip never eased, his control absolute as he chased my next release, watching me fall apart beneath him. When the second wave hit, it blinded me, breath-breaking, body tensing, head thrown back as pleasure tore through. I'd never been touched like this, never been undone like this. When he reached his own peak, his control cracked just enough to feel the raw edge beneath his groan, deep fingers tightening around my wrists as he let go. For a long moment we didn't move, just heavy, uneven breaths, his fingers trailing my arm, slow, almost lazy now, memorizing the aftermath. I was still trembling, raw, spent. Then a low chuckle, satisfied. Curious, he whispered, lips brushing my ear. "Was it everything you imagined?" I exhaled, body drained, utterly satisfied, a small smirk on my lips. Better. That should have been enough. But the next night I heard it again, same rhythm, same broken cries, pleasure seeping through the walls. This time it didn't leave me restless, didn't ache with curiosity or frustration. I knew now. I'd felt it myself. I'd been one of them, and I could be again any time I wanted. All it took was a knock. I lay in bed, his scent still on my sheets, my skin still raw from last night, my body aching not with exhaustion, but with deep, undeniable satisfaction. I rolled onto my side palm against the wall, the rhythm next door, steady, relentless. I could picture it perfectly, how he moved, how he owned every moment, how he could ruin a woman and put her back together in one breath. Her gasps were raw, desperate. I smirked. That was me last night. Tomorrow it could be me again. I didn't need to wonder anymore. I was part of that world now. All I had to do was knock. Every man has secrets to keep a woman to unravel. Some call it confidence, some call it skill. What do you think makes the difference? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you like this story, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell. You won't want to miss what's next. See you soon.